Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to be recreating the shirt that Hasley's wearing in her video, um, Old Town Road. So all you're going to need is a bandana, some scissors, maybe some pins, and a sewing machine, or you could use fabric glue. Alright, so the first thing that I did was it took me a couple tries to film this video because the first time I messed up. So my bandana here is already cut in half because the other half didn't work out. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I folded that half in half and then I cut down the middle. And then I just made sure that my right sides were facing up, and what I'm going to do next is cut off those edges there, like those darker edges, and I'm going to use those later as my straps for my shirt. Now it took me a while to figure out how to do this. It took me a lot longer than it should have because once I was done it was pretty simple once I figured it out. Um, Now I am not going to be hemming the edges. I will be doing like a just a straight stitch all around my edges, maybe about half an inch in, because once I wash it, it's gonna have like a fraying effect. And yeah, I think that will look cute. So here I am just cutting off those edges still on both of my sides. And when I'm done that, what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna make sure that my peaks are facing the top. So and then I'm going to connect those two pieces by 3 inches, I believe, at the bottom. So right there, I'm telling you to make sure that the peaks are touching. And then I am going to be showing you here. Yeah, I'm going to take 3 inches and I'm going to place both my sides, my squares, right sides facing together. And I'm going to take these sandwiched to my sewing machine and sew up 3 inches. Now there I went off to my sewing machine. I could have cut this part out, but I wanted you guys to see actually how long it took me. I did not film myself doing the straps, so the straps probably took me maybe another 5 minutes altogether. So I'm going to be back here in just a minute showing you that I sewed up that 3 inches. Any minute here. Yeah, when I seen this video of Hasley, I thought the shirt was really cute, and since I was already doing like a bandana series, I figured why not try and figure out my own tutorial for this one. So here I am. I sewed up the 3 inches and this is what it should look like. And then I am going to cut off the bottom of my squares. I think it's about 3.5 inches. See right here, I'm still trying to figure out what I need to do and what needs to be done. Yeah, so what I did here was I placed my two squares together again. It doesn't matter which way you want to place them, right sides together or, you know, the other way around, but just as long as they are sandwiched. And I'm going to be cutting off a straight line at the bottom of the shirt so then it will become straight. Well, as straight as we can get it. So I believe I cut off 3.5 inches. I will show you shortly here. And I actually did cut above that 3.5 inches because so it would have been more like maybe 4 inches. Yeah, so here I'm just trying to figure out what it is I need to do. And I realized that her shirt on the sides, like it wasn't a full triangle, like it didn't have sharp edges. So that's what I'm doing here is folding to see if that's how like I want it. And then I'm trying to figure out where the strings went and so on and so forth. So here I am finally having an idea of what I should do. So, um, yeah, I'm just going to be showing you how much to cut off. Oops, holding it upside down. Gonna be cutting off, I guess 4.5 inches. Yes. Go on, girl. You're moving fast. Or you're moving fast. You're moving slow. Okay, so 4.5 inches, and then like I said earlier, I cut a little above that 4.5 inches, so it probably would have been maybe 5 inches or so. Just it really depends on your bandana that you use because I know bandanas they all come in different sizes. This one was a very like extra large bandana. So as you can see there, I was just chopping off that edge there. Um, so this is going to be our basic front of the shirt. And now I'm going to be working on my strings. So I'm showing you there, that's where I got those. Those were the sides of my bandana when it was a full bandana. And here's what I'm just showing you, like where I'm going to be placing these strings. Now, if your strings aren't long enough, like mine, you're going to have to attach like more pieces, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I am just trying to figure everything out the way that I want everything to be, like where I want the strings to go. So here I realized that obviously my strings for the bottom and that tie around my back aren't long enough. So what I'm going to do is my other piece of my bandana here, I'm just going to cut off more strips and to extend that bottom strip at the bottom of the shirt. And so those will become my ties that will tie in the back. So once I'm done that, I am actually going to be taking my strings here, and I'm going to take them to the sewing machine, and I'm going to fold them in half and then sew a straight line all the way from the top down to the bottom of that string. And then once I am done that, I am going to, I believe the clip is coming up pretty quick here. Oh, right here I'm showing you is that I'm going to have to connect these two together before I sew them, you know, into my strings. So then it's one long string. So I'm going to be back in a minute here showing you that I sewed all my pieces together. I'm going to put that top part of my shirt away to the side, and you should have 2 long pieces and 2 shorter pieces. The 2 shorter pieces will go around your neck. The 2 longer pieces will be on the shirt as well, go around your back. Now you're going to also need a safety pin, and what you're going to want to do is turn those straps right side out, so then your stitches won't be showing. Yeah, so I'm just going to be doing that. Here I am trying to figure out what to get my my pin through, and it was kind of giving me a hard time. So I decided to cut this part out because it did take a little bit, because it does kind of get caught on itself. So when you are done, you should have two pieces that look like, well, four pieces that look like this. Like I said, two long pieces and two shorter pieces. So four pieces altogether. And now what I'm going to do is, when I was at the sewing machine, I had taken my front part of the shirt, and I believe I will be showing you here shortly. So I would just went to go grab my pins, and I am going to be taking my longer pieces and just trying to adjust them to where I want them. And I'm just going to pin one at the corner, like in the middle of my shirt. And then I'm going to take another pin and pin it to the other side of my shirt and just kind of pull it taut, just so it, like, you can see where it lays, and you know how long your string is going to be laying across the shirt, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I did that, and now I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. Now, when I went and sewed all of my strings onto the shirt, those two pieces that I'm working on right now, I actually like sewed them together so they were like one extra long piece. So, and then that way I didn't have to, like, it would have been together anyway. Right here I am showing you 1.5, and I'm doing that away from that edge. And like I said, with your bandanas, it will vary, because I wanted both of my strings to meet up at the same kind of, where it ended. So, yeah. Once I am done that, I'm going to be working on the neck part, the neck strings. So I'm just going to pin that down. And then I'm going to pin the neck straps down behind the shirt, so then you won't be able to see, like, where you sewed it on. So yeah. And then I also, when I was sewing this all together, I don't know if I already said this, but I did sew along all the edges. If you wanted to, you could hem them so then they don't fray. But I think I kind of like that, so it looks a little more distressed. So here you're going to sew all of the strings on right where I'm showing you. And ta-da! Just like magic, I am done. And I'm going to show you quickly here, like, what I was saying about sewing a little bit away from that edge, and I just left it raw because once I wash it, it's going to kind of distress itself. Now if you're going to do this, just make sure your stitches are very close together, like they're tight stitches, just so it'll stay together, hopefully. And yeah, so like right there, I'm just showing you that I also did stitch all around the shirt. And I am going to be trying it on for you now. So if you like this tutorial, let me know. This is what the shirt looked on. Anyway, have a good day, guys. Bye.